with the whispers of truth, to live a conscious life, to live a conscious life on the growing edge, on the growing edge. Good morning. Ali Benjamin here with Growing Edge Live. We meet here live on Facebook every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And I'd love to know where you're watching from. Go ahead and post that in the notes. That would be fun to know. And welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about incandescence. And we're going to go deep into what that means and what that might mean for you. But before we do that, I'd love to do a little meditation. So if you will, take a moment, become still, and center yourself in this moment. Center yourself in your heart. And let's take that 18-inch journey from the head, the thinking mind, down into the heart, into your soul, into the feeling zone, into the body. And as you relax and settle in, I invite you to take a few deep breaths, breathing in love and peace, expanding the field of love and peace, and exhaling. And as you inhale and exhale, feel a sense of arriving and settling, relaxing the body, becoming open and available to what wants to come forward today, what wants to come forward in your awareness, in your experience, as you become available to what is being shared today. Each of us are here to learn and to grow and to share with one another. And today we get an opportunity to do that in consciousness. As we gather together, whether live or watching the replay, there's a sense of where two or more are gathered, there I am. And that I am is conscious awareness. And so we become more aware of the depth and the breadth and the width and the dimension of the infinite, eternal presence of God, presence of conscious awareness. And it's here, and it's right now, and each of us are having our own unique perspective on what that one life, one presence feels and looks like. And in the countless iterations of the one, all the unique facets that are dimensions and points of light in the one, we get our own unique experience of it. But really there's just one thing happening. It's this thing called life, this thing called God, this thing called universal intelligence, creative energy, whatever name you have for it. You are it. I am it. We are it. And together in this itness, isness, beingness, we simply settle. And we allow the mind to relax and just be. Be here, be open, be available. Because I know that each of us want to feel calmer and have a settled and clear mind. that each of us would like decisions to flow more fluidly in our lives, and that we would like our body to remember to relax. And I get the sense that we would all like to heal old healthy patterns, unhealthy patterns. And we'd all like to naturally draw people and things that support our growth, our joy, meaning and connection. We'd all like to find deeper purpose. And we'd all like to be in relationships that enliven us rather than drain us. And we'd all like to experience ease and flow and freedom rather than difficulties and challenges. And so in the big scheme of things, in this amazing life of opposites, paradoxes, we navigate knowing that we're going to go through the dark night of the soul, and we're also going to reach great heights of joy and passion and bliss. It is the human condition. And the good news is that we are spirits or souls having this experience. And at the very core of who we are maintaining that integrity of soul, that our light, our love, our joy, our essence is not dimmed or diminished by the struggles, the losses, the traumas that we experience in this human dimension. Our soul is clarified in our human awareness through all of life's experiences, through all of the ups and downs, the paradoxes, the contrast. And so today, let us relax, let us settle in, let us become open and receptive to the dialogue, the monologue that I'm offering today. Another deep breath, and gently open the eyes. Wonderful. So yeah, my talk today is Incandescence. I've been studying, preparing for a class that I'm teaching and reading The Art of Contemplation. I can't get enough of this book. I'm just absorbed in it. I'm reading it for the 10th time in the last year. And there was a word that jumped out at me, and it's incandescence. And incandescence, really, it's something that comes from self-illumination. When we wake up, when we have full awareness that we're more than this human body, we're more than our mind, that we are souls having this experience. We're a spark of God energy, a soul, spirit, having this human experience, and that we have a mind and we have a body, and that's part of this ongoing earth walk that we're doing. That we can have moments of self-illumination, and sometimes it's very fleeting. It may happen when you're in a community like this, when you're listening to something inspiring, or reading a book, or out in nature, or gazing at a loved one, or having a recollection of something that happened in the past that really touched your soul. We all have a sense of self-illumination, when our fears and doubts kind of subside and we step into a place of comfort and ease and flow and freedom. I'm calling this incandescence. It's when we are occupying a space of absolute passion and purpose and liberation, that we're not bound by any of our old fears and doubts, that we have a sense of spaciousness and we have a sense of what's possible. And with this, there's a great sense of joy. And that joy is bigger than any of our sadness, any of our grieving, anything that we've experienced. Joy is this overarching experience we feel, and that is incandescence. It's when we are emitting a light that is so obvious by the way we're feeling, and others can experience and see it too. And we don't really have to be saying anything or doing anything significant. It's an energy, it's a vibration. And so we start to emit this light. We start to live in a very passionate way. We start to be less interested in doing things that diminish us, that drain our energy. We start being less interested in being around people that drain our energy or don't see us, and we're more interested in maybe being alone more often, or maybe just being around those select people that really see us. Why? Because then we can build that light, build this sense of self-illumination, so that when we're out in the world and when we're facing challenges and when we're doing the mundane tasks, which by the way become more miraculous as we become more self-illumined, we're then better able to stay on track or stay the course, because living in this human experience isn't always easy. And so there's three words that I want to explore today that can help us to stay in this zone of incandescence, emitting this light. We're incandescent. So self-illumination really refers to a series of breakthroughs, and this comes about typically through our meditative practice, contemplation, self-inquiry, spiritual studies. And with this, we deepen, we wake up. And many of you are on that course. As I'm checking out the names of people that are viewing here today, I know because I've worked with you. We've taken classes together. We've gone to workshops and retreats together. And if you're watching this, you're probably on that journey to self-discovery and illumination, and you really love oneness and meditation and maybe chanting and prayer, and you've learned to live this life in a very heart-opened, wholehearted way, where actually vulnerability is a strength. Being open, being honest is really the only way to be, because that keeps you, keeps me, keeps us connected to that ongoing, ever available source of good, access to the deeper mind. And so as we're on this path together, there's three words that I think will help us today in having a deepened awareness of our incandescence, so that we can become self-illuminated. We can have self-illumination. So the first word is react. Now, well, the second one is respond, and the third one is reveal. So react, respond, reveal. Many of us are in states of reactivity. We're reacting to the world, and we're always doing this, whether we're awake or asleep or somewhere in between. We're always reacting to the stimuli from our third dimensional reality. Why? Because we are part of that reality. We're physical beings. We have reactions. You touch a stove, you're going to burn your hand. You think an embarrassing thought, your cheeks turn red. We are always reacting to the thoughts we're thinking, and we're always reacting to what's going on around us. That's natural, that's healthy, that's good. Where it becomes a little toxic is when we start reacting and we can't get out of that reactive state, that zone of reactivity. We're always being impacted by what's happening around us. We're always being impacted by what's going on in the mind. And what's going on in the mind isn't always good for us. Because how many of us have challenging thoughts? How many of us think negatively about ourselves or others, or have opinions, start to criticize, condemn, judge? The human mind seems to be conditioned to that. And our waking up journey, our journey of self-illumination, is really understanding that we become master the mind, and we don't have to take everything it says as truth. Most of what it says is just random chatter that if we're skilled, if we have mastery, we can just let it flow through. This is why meditation is so good. We get to really see this in action. We get to see the mind and all of its nonsense. And we can begin to just become more easy with our mind. And we begin to harness the mind and use it in service of our self-illumination. So we start to think thoughts that are more empowering. Think thoughts that align with who we know we really are as spiritual beings. We start to think empowering thoughts, encouraging thoughts. We start to use and harness the energy of our mind for good. So when we're reactive, we're in this place of something's happened to me and I need to defend myself. I need to protect myself. I need to have an opinion. This is that part of our brain that is fight and flight. Something goes on outside of us, someone upsets us, says something, ignores us, something of that nature, and then that part of our mind goes into fight or flight. We want to get angry and lash out, or we want to retreat or run away, or we want to numb out. We want to just do whatever it takes so we're not feeling the pressure of that external stimuli on us. Now, we get really good at noticing when we're in a reactive state of mind. And we begin to slow down and pause within this place when we feel ourselves triggered, when we feel like we're trying to defend ourselves, or we're taking something personally and we're wanting to retreat or feel sorry for ourselves. We realize it's not what's going on out there isn't all about us. Other people have their own pain. Other people have their own agendas. Other people have their own insecurities, and they're going to project those onto us. It's just human nature. And so we need to not mirror that. We need to stop projecting our fears and uncertainties and self-doubt onto others. So we get to stay in our sovereignty. We get to stay in our grounded sense of self. This is a way of getting to self-illumination. And so we get a sense that we're about to react, but we don't. We pause, we call in peace, we call in spaciousness, we begin to see that we don't need to be so reactive, and we begin to respond. This is the second word. When we respond, it's as though something in us is now engaged. It's very different than reacting. Reacting says something's happened to me, something negative's happened, and I need to defend myself or retreat or get safe. Responding is, okay, something in me wants to engage with this person, this situation, and this responsive place is a very engaging, loving, caring, having empathy kind of vibration. We then say, okay, I'm not here to defend, I'm not here to react, I'm here to respond from my most spiritually mature sense of self. Now we're getting to self-illumination. We start bringing forth our essential nature. We start bringing forth our incandescence. We start to light up and we start to emit that brilliance, that light, that love, that creativity, that kind and caring heart. One of our teachers, Thich Nhat Hanh, just passed away 2 days ago, and he was so good at sharing about what it means to be incandescent, to be just shining your light. He was able to listen with compassion, no matter what was going on, no matter what anyone was sharing with him. He knew it was his to listen with compassion, that we're all struggling, that we're all facing challenges, that we're all struggling with our ego and our essence, trying to figure out who we are, what we are, and why we're here. And as people go through their own traumas and dramas, they have to process through that. And maybe you have a family member or a friend that is struggling that way, and maybe you can be a compassionate listener and you can respond in that way. You can also respond to yourself with compassion and self-care and self-love. And so the third word is reveal. So we've got react, respond, and reveal. And when we're revealing in that place, we're now bringing forth something. We're bringing forth our true essence. We've merged with the field. We've merged with the light. We're occupying our light body, our incandescence, our brilliance. And we're so present in who we truly are. We're so self-aware. We're so awake that we're just revealing. We're revealing our light in how we think, how we act, how we respond, the things that we do. And so whether we're taking a walk or teaching a class or cleaning our house or taking care of our children or our grandchildren or preparing a meal, whatever it is we're doing, we're just naturally in our light, we're incandescence. And so this is how we get there. We notice when we're in that reactive place. We take a pause. We pivot in our awareness. We begin to see it's not happening to us. Actually, life is happening through us. That we're here to bring forth the kingdom of heaven, the queendom of heaven, and we reveal that light in beautiful, magnificent ways, as only we can. And it's simple, and it's sweet, and it's very abundant. And so your generosity of spirit, your generosity with sharing your light is infinite. You can't give more than God. You can't outgive the nature and the essence of this light, of this love. In fact, you actually enhance it. So the more you give, the more you get. The more you give, the more light there is in the world. And so you bring forth your natural nature, your light, your brilliance, your incandescence. And the result of that is everything around you is uplifted. Everything you do has a greater sense of ease and flow and abundance and freedom. Why? Because you're not pushing against the river of life. You're in the flow. You're not finding fault with life. You're simply observing and learning and growing and allowing it to be food and nutrients and nourishment for your own life, for your own joy. And so this is my message today for you. I trust and know that you will absolutely reveal your light, your incandescence this week. It's natural. You do it anyway. In spite of yourself, this is the way of grace. And so I'm going to end with a little activation. So closing the outer eyes and tuning within and just fanning that flame within, fanning that light, glowing full, strong with emotions and passion. And as you become your light body right now, that's all that needs to happen. Just recognize your light. Recognize the light in others and simply fan the flame by bringing more love, more light, more praise, more gratitude, counting your blessings, being a stream of blessings for everything and everyone in the world. So as we step into this light more fully, we allow our incandescence to uplift everything and everyone around us. Our luminescence is undeniable and unmistakable. It's healing the planet now. Feel it, know it, and just get a sense that all beings, without exception, experience their incandescence, their luminescence today, now, and always. And in the light of this truth, we are healed, we are whole, we are healthy, and I am complete. Peace and blessings to you. Don't forget to join us for Growing Edge Conversations on February 15th at 7 p.m. DM me for a link to the Growing Edge Conversations. It's Zoom, in the Zoom room. If you like talking about Brene Brown and your heart and feelings, that's what we're going to be doing. And if this message has served you, if you'd like to support our Growing Edge ministry, you can go to Venmo, Satya Center, SATYACENTER. I'll post it down in the notes. And go to our website, growingedgelive.com. I love you. Peace and blessings. There's practitioners here for you. If you'd like to connect with someone, have a prayer partner, we've got a team that's just waiting to work with you. I love you. Peace and blessings. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Peace out. Lots of love. Bye-bye.